It's a Wednesday night in downtown Phoenix. That means D-backs baseball here at Chase Field. The roof is open, and there's a special emphasis on the outfield seating as we broadcast tonight's game from one of baseball's most unique seats, the home run porch. It's D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. And good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly along the way. It's the D-backs and the Tigers, the second of a two-game set. And tonight we come to you from the home run porch here at the ballpark. Bob, we tried this last year, so much fun. We decided let's do it again.
Yeah, what a great view of the ball game. Completely different perspective than what we're used to sitting behind home plate. But hopefully we'll get some D-backs home runs up here on the home run porch.
You have your glove. You're standing by.
I have my glove.
These are the most unique seats in baseball. You are literally right over the playing field. The tickets for the home run porch, boy, this is first class. They include parking, all you can eat food, and in-seat service. So they'll come bring your food right to you.
What more can you ask for? I mean, other than a home run ball on the home run porch, we'll give you everything you need.
Zach Godley starts for the Diamondbacks against lefty Matthew Boyd for the Tigers. Tonight from the home run porch here at Chase Field. First pitch coming up shortly. Arizona Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Experience winning like you've never imagined at the Gila River Casinos. Lone Butte, Bequiva, and Wild Horse Pass. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By Oregano. Step up to the plate for a guaranteed home run at Oregano's, your neighborhood pizza joint. Location statewide. And by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. Baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by your Valley Honda dealer, where you get more standard features for less money. By Jack in the Box and the Jumbo Jack, a home run for your mouth. By Gigablast Internet from Cox. Welcome to the gig life. And by State Farm. State Farm is here to help life go right. Talk to an agent today or call 1-800-STATE-FARM. Justin Upton and the Detroit Tigers in for the second of this two-game set. Diamondbacks and Tigers first pitch is next on Fox Sports Arizona. Welcome back inside Chase Field. 78 degrees. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful night here in the Valley. The roof is open at Chase Field. The Detroit Tigers are in town. Bob Brenly and I broadcasting from the home run porch. Some of the best seats in baseball, giving us and you, when you're here, an unparalleled view of the game. And the Diamondbacks take the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Tigers. It's brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Brad Osmond's going to line him up like this tonight. Andrew Romine getting the start tonight at second base. Tyler Collins playing center field. Miguel Cabrera at first base. Nicholas Castellanos at third base. Justin Upton with a laser beam home run to center field last night will be out in left field. Jim Adduci playing right field. James McCann doing the catching. Jose Iglesias at shortstop, and the pitcher Matthew Boyd, a left-hander.
Your Ram truck starter for the Diamondbacks is the 27-year-old right-hander Zach Godley. His second trip up from AAA Reno, his second start this year. As you see here, Zach pitched April 26th against the Padres and did a pretty good job. 2 runs, 4 hits in 5 innings. Walked 3, struck out 6.
Yeah, had some issues throwing strikes early in the ball game. 3 walks on the ball game. That's been Zach's main problem. He doesn't usually get hit very hard. He doesn't usually give up a lot of hits, but the base on balls, as we've discovered, can really put you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, just walked 5 in his last start for Reno last week. Our eye on defense for the D-backs, brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Chris Owings in right field. A.J. Pollock in center. We'll help those guys with their positioning tonight. Osmani Tomas over in left field. It'll be Lamb and Ahmed on the left side of the infield. Drury and Goldschmidt on the right side. Chris Iannetta gets the nod behind the plate tonight for right-hander Zach Godley.
Kerwin Danley has the balls and strikes. He's behind the plate tonight. Todd Tishner is our first base umpire. Adam Hamari at second. The crew chief Bill Miller is at third. Andrew Romine steps in, and we are set to go. The Diamondbacks and the Tigers. The back end of this 2-game set, we are coming to you from the home run porch out here in right center field. Romine, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Zach Godley. Fastball up and away, missed. It's 1-0. Romine, the ASU Sun Devil, 253 and a homer. He's in at second base today for Ian Kinsler. Kinsler missing
a bunch of games now with a hamstring problem. Romine got the start in center field last night, walked twice, scored twice. That was the thing Robbie Ray mentioned when asked about his performance last night after the game. Said, I walked the leadoff guy twice, he scored twice. Can't do that.
Nope. I mean, we talked about this Tigers lineup. Middle heavy. That's where all the damage can be done. Cabrera, Castellanos, and Upton. The guys above and below them, you should be able to work your way through, or at least make them earn their way on base rather than a freebie.
Well, as soon as we say that, Godley falls behind on Romine, 3-1.
It's going to take a while to get the perspective here. Foul
Everything's
balls
backwards.
are going away from us where normally they're coming at us. And balls put into play are going to be coming right out here when the Diamondbacks start hitting.
I think we have a good chance to interfere with the ball game from up here.
We'll try.
We are way out there in center field, just over the Fry's food store sign. Right behind AJ. Full count, 3-2. One hop to Goldie. That's a foul ball. We'll do it again. A little breezy out here on the home run porch, but what a night to be out here. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, it looked like it just clipped the side of Romine's foot right there, because Goldie was well in fair territory when he fielded that one. Like I said, we'll get our bearings here shortly, but that ball fouled off his foot.
So we're Lavello out to have a conversation with Kerwin Danley.
The front foot. Yeah, it looked like it clipped him right there. You can tell by the reaction of the hitter. If it's immediate like it was for Romine, that's a pretty good indicator that it hit him in the foot. Sometimes they have to think about it for a few seconds before they go into that act.
Well, tough to tell from out here. We're 407 feet away from home plate. 3-2 one more time. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. One away. Time now, BB, for your Valley Honda dealers. Key to the game.
Competitiveness is next to godliness. We know Zach's going to get some opportunities here in the rotation to fill the spot vacated by Shelby Miller, who, by the way, underwent his surgery today. So, yeah, get out there and compete. There's a job to be won, and Zach Godley is the next guy in line. He's going to get a couple of opportunities at least.
Here is the center fielder for the Tigers tonight, Tyler Collins. 0-1. Collins, 256. He's homered twice. Not hitting much lately, hitless in his last 15 at bats. And that's after an 0 for 17 stretch last month. Godley's ahead quickly, 0-2. Curveball that time.
It's already been interesting to watch A.J. Pollock right in front of us. Depending on the count, move a couple steps one direction or the other. Under the watchful eye of Dave McKay in that third base dugout. A hitter's count, he's more likely to be aggressive, possibly get out in front and pull the ball. A pitcher's count, when the hitter is behind, he's more likely to be defensive and possibly hit the ball to the opposite field.
Iannetta picks up that one, throws out Collins, 2 down.
Like the spiked curveball, and he spiked it in the dirt right there. Great location on a 2-strike curve. Collins cannot hold up. Iannetta completes the strikeout.
Miguel Cabrera now. An RBI double. He scored a run last night. Also struck out twice. 272 with 4 homers. He's off that curveball. 0-1. Cabrera missed some time last month with a right groin strain. He's hit safely in all 6 games since he returned from the DL. Overall, it's a 7-game hitting streak, and he's hitting nearly 360. Leaves it 1 in the dirt. And Zach Godley, impressive. A 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. Diamondbacks coming up. Truck starter for the Tigers is the lefty Matthew Boyd. 2-2 in 6 starts, a 3.78 ERA. This season, Boyd walking more than 4 batters for every 9 innings pitched, and he's winless in his last 3 starts.
Yeah, he's got a full arsenal out there on the mound. He'll throw a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam sinking fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. His changeup is by far his best secondary pitch, and he'll throw it in any count to any hitter.
Diamondbacks starting lineup is brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Hey, he was just out here. A.J. Pollock leading it off in center field. Chris Owings in right. Paul Goldschmidt down at first base with Jake Lamb across the diamond at third. Yasmani Tomas in left. Brandon Drury at second. Chris Iannetta doing the catching. Nick Ahmed at shortstop, and Zach Godley on the mound.
So A.J. set to lead it off. A pair of hits last night. He singled, doubled, and scored a run. The average back over 300, 301 with 2 homers.
Boyd used to throw almost straight over the top, but had some trouble commanding his pitches from that particular arm slot. The pitching coach for the Tigers, Rich Doobie, got him to drop his arm angle down near 3/4, and they found his velocity had an uptick. His command was much better. His breaking stuff was much better. But as you mentioned, still having some trouble throwing consistent strikes.
Jumping ahead of A.J. 0-2. Matthew Boyd coming off a loss to the Indians in his previous start. That was at Comerica Park in Detroit last Wednesday. There's Rich Doobie, former Phillies pitching coach. So Boyd tonight working on a full week's rest. That one is drilled foul near the Diamondback bullpen. Boyd in that last start pitched pretty well. Just 3 runs allowed in 7 2/3, but didn't get much run support and lost it 3-2.
And that was back-to-back outings for Boyd, pitching at least 7 innings in the ball game. He also threw 7 innings against the White Sox, his start before the one against the Indians.
Yeah, he's been good like that. He's gone at least 6 in 4 of his 6 starts. And as Bob mentioned, at least 7 his last 2 times out. 2-2 to A.J. Pollock. Chris Owings on deck. Into the Diamondback dugout and out of play. Diamondbacks trying to snap out of their most difficult stretch so far this year. They've lost 3 straight series, 5 of their last 6 games. Trying to get it turned around. Salvage a split with these Tigers. Iglesias at shortstop. Our eye on defense for Detroit, brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Outfield will be Upton in left, Collins in center, Ducey over in right field. It'll be Castellanos at third base, Iglesias at shortstop, Romine at second base, Cabrera over at first with James McCann doing the catching for Matthew Boyd.
Zory Lobello says his club is in the grind right now. They're going to figure out a way to move on. Here's CO, 307 and 5 homers.
It's something every team goes through at some point in the season, sometimes several times over the course of the season. You just hit a skid where you have trouble driving in runs when they're in scoring position. You have trouble getting guys on base to get them into scoring position. And when you do those things, unfortunately, your starting pitcher usually gives it up. So it's one of those spells right now for the Diamondbacks, but they'll come out the other end.
This is out of play. Chris Owings in right field tonight. A pair of singles last night, starting at shortstop. David Peralta sitting out tonight against the lefty Boyd. Here's David. He's been trying to get it going. He was 0 for 5 last night, punched out twice. Tigers, on the other hand, are only a game over 500 at 16-15. But in the American League Central, that gives you, well, it only puts you a game and a half behind Cleveland for the division lead. Everybody in that AL Central just about 500 or so.
I think most people around baseball think Cleveland's just going to steamroll that division this year. And they might. I mean, we saw the Indians earlier this year and caught them at a good time and swept that 3-game series here at Chase Field. But they've got a really good ball club.
Brad Ausmus, the skipper. Minnesota's been playing well all year long. They're only a game back. And those Kansas City Royals are a big surprise. 12-20, already 6 out. Called strike 3. Boyd rings up Owings for his first strikeout. 2 down. Got caught looking at a fastball.
First baseman, number 44,
Well,
there's a reason he looked at it and didn't swing at it.
Kerwin Danley behind the plate. A chance for Goldie now. 314, 7 home runs. Goldie walked and had an RBI single last night. He scored a run. Get your glove ready.
Put her right in here. Put her in here.
They're out here on the home run porch in right center field. Right behind Tyler Collins, the Tigers center fielder. He's just a few feet in front of us. Here we are. Now, is that a new mitt?
It was at one time. It's been sitting in the garage for about 15 years. The leather has discolored, but it was the biggest glove I could find.
We need maximum coverage out here.
Absolutely. That's how I got this glove originally when I was managing the D-backs, and they said, you know, you want a glove? I said, yeah, give me the biggest one you have so I can knock down those comebackers when I'm throwing batting practice.
Well, where we are right now, we can actually lean right over the home run porch. This is the beauty of these seats. The home run balls come right at you.
We don't recommend interfering with the ball in play.
No, not at all. But we are right in the corner here. This is a great spot. An unparalleled view of the game. This is one of the most unique seats in all of baseball. Foley hits it hard, but it right to Iglesias at shortstop. And Boyd has his 1-2-3 first. We'll head to the second in Chase Field. No score, D-backs and Tigers.
We head to the second with Zach Godley back on the mound after Shelby Miller underwent Tommy John surgery today. Torey Lovello said he wants to see someone from this organization step up and take ownership of that role in the rotation. He said what he likes about Zach is the fact that he can get quick outs and how he can finish off hitters with any 4 of his pitches. What he wants to see more of is Zach on the attack, showing off his mound presence. So basically, guys, a little bit more of what we saw in the first.
Yeah, attack. He had 2 strikeouts in that first inning, and now Nicholas Castellanos, the Tigers' third baseman, leads off the second. Castellanos 254. He's homered 3 times. Had an RBI single in his first at bat last night. Also walked twice, once with the bases loaded.
Now, this is one of those matchups tonight with the 2 starting pitchers on the mound. You really have to just go off your scouting reports, because the only player in this game that has seen the opposing pitcher is Justin Upton. He has 2 at bats against Zach Godley.
So
that's it.
Advantage Godley. We hope. Well, Zach has struck out the last 2 he's faced, ahead of Castellanos 0-2. Watch the backswing.
Yep. Man, right on the left forearm.
Kerwin Danley giving Chris a moment here to shake it off. Right. Wow.
Chris was one of those guys that wore the wristband with the cheat sheet. He'd had a little padding there.
Yeah, but then he'd be calling the wrong pitches all night. Sheet would get all messed up. Well, Zach Godley has struck out 3 consecutive Tigers, off to a terrific start. 1 down in the second.
The curveball buried it down low in the zone, ends up in the dirt behind home plate. Castellanos cannot hold up. That's been a good pitch for him in the early going, and it is very early, but good to see him throwing that curveball where he wants when he's ahead in the count.
Well, based on what we saw last night, put that glove on. Upton 263 and 6 homers. Walked and hit a home run last night. His homer last night into the camera well in straightaway center, just to our right here. An exit velocity of 114 miles an hour. It went 454 feet.
And the ball, I believe its apex was 64 feet. It never got higher than 64 feet off the ground. You want to talk about a line drive laser beam homer. That was it.
Off Tom Wilhelmsen, the bartender, serving that one up. Godley 3 consecutive strikeouts, ahead of Upton 0-2. Just missed with that fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Upton has been problematic as a Diamondback opponent. 31 career games versus his former team. He's hit .304 with 9 home runs. A base hit into left field. First base runner tonight for Detroit, a 1-out single.
Right fielder number 37, Jim Adduci.
Jim Adduci now, just a dozen games for the Tigers this year. .317. He's knocked in 7 runs. His first big league appearances in 3 years. This guy has had quite a story. A long journey through the minor leagues and all over the globe playing baseball. Hits it hard. Oh, a tough hop for Ahmed, and it scoots into center. Upton on the run, heads for third. That just ate him up.
Hit very hard, but right at Nick at shortstop. Tries to play it off to the side a little bit and just climbs up his left arm and into shallow center field, chasing Upton all the way around to third base.
James McCann.
108 miles an hour off the bat, so Adduci gets a base hit. And Godley, who'd been rolling along, suddenly runners in the corners and 1 out for James McCann, who homered in his first at bat last night. 157 and 7 home runs. He's had only 11 base hits all season. 7 of them are homers. That's hard to do. McCann has homered in consecutive games. Last American League player with 7 home runs and his first 11 hits in a season was A-Rod back in '09. Long look down to the third base coach, Dave Clark. See if Godley can dial up a ground ball double play.
You mentioned the third base coach for the Tigers, Dave Clark. He gives very emphatic signs. Boy, he wants to make sure everybody sees exactly what he's doing. Doesn't go too fast, doesn't go too slow.
I think I would like that as a player.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes it's tough to give signs to the players. The late Wendell Kim used to have different signs for every player.
Wow.
Because some guys, you could say, hey, we're going to use an indicator and it's going to be the third sign after the indicator unless I go to my throat and then everything's off. You can see smoke coming out of their ears. You know, hey, it has to be very simple. Skin to skin is steal. If I touch my belt, it's bunt. If I touch my hat, it's hit. So Wendell had different signs for every player on the roster.
That one rolls into left field. Upton scores the game's first run, and it's 1-0 Tigers. The RBI single for James McCann. 3 consecutive hits now for Detroit against Zach Godley.
And this is something that's become somewhat of an issue lately too. The Diamondbacks, even though Nick wasn't credited with an error, I'm sure he'll tell you that's a ball he should have made the play on at shortstop. But then the inability to get the guys after a defensive miscue, whether it's an error or a misplay, allowing a runner to reach base, and you just can't seem to stop the opposing team from taking advantage.
Jose Iglesias now the shortstop. 226 in a home run. Iglesias singled and scored a run last night. He was 1 for 5. Last night against the lefty Robbie Ray, he was batting in the 2-hole. Tonight he's batting 8th, just ahead of the pitcher Matthew Boyd. Medusi is the runner at second. McCann at first. A run is in. Fastball missed, and Godley's behind 1-0. Make it 2-0. Well, as Cade mentioned, Zach Godley is getting an opportunity here. Diamondbacks would just love if Zach Godley stepped up, filled this 5th starter's role. And if he can give them a representative start every 5th day, just go out, give 5 innings, keep them in the ball game, give them a chance to win every time out. I think they'd sign up for that right now. That's foul down the right field line. As Torey Lovullo put it, good performances earn extra moments.
Extra moments. I like the way he puts that. Got right in on the hands of Iglesias that time. A jam shot down the right field line, curve foul.
So Zach trying to earn some extra moments here. And as Torey put it, it'd be nice to see what they could do over a 2-term span. That's how he put it, 2 terms with these call-ups. We've seen Godley, we've seen Braden Shipley. Now Zach is back. That one's to third. Lamb for 1. Drury. They roll it. There's the double play. And Godley sprints off the mound. He limits the damage, but the Diamondbacks are down 1-0.
to the bottom half of the second inning. Hey fans, a D-backs home run tonight means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack-in-a-Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
We have some very big time VIPs with us. The folks of our producer Brad the Big Dog Weimer are here. I don't want to say where they're from. Should I say where they're from?
Well, you got to be from somewhere.
They're from Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'll let you do the math on that one.
But they're big D-backs fans, obviously. Look at all that gear. All brand new, still has the price tag on it.
That's right. Now that their son produces Diamondbacks baseball, they are here, and they are D-back fans. It was great to meet them earlier today before the ball game. Jake Lamb will lead off the second against the lefty Matthew Boyd, and the Tigers will put the shift on. Jake 259, 7 home runs. He walked twice last night. He was 0 for 2. You know, the beauty of being out here is that when they go into the overshift against the lefty, you don't have to use the binoculars to see who's standing where. You just read the numbers. Castellanos, the third baseman, on the first base side of second. Romine out there in short right. Usually you got to go to the binoculars. Okay, now where's he? All right, he's over there.
Get a couple middle infielders that look vaguely similar, and you're not quite sure who's on the right side.
Look at this amazing view. Is this great or what? That guy's there, and he's over there. We could almost telestrate the shifts if you want. Second strikeout for Boyd. Yasmani Tomas.
Left field, number 24.
Yasmani had an RBI single, scored a run last night. Hitting .262 with 5 home runs. Good start for Matthew Boyd so far. He set down the first 4 he's faced. He's got 2 strikeouts. Boyd pitched his college ball at Oregon State. He was a 6th round pick by the Blue Jays 4 years ago. Made his big league debut with Toronto 2 seasons back. But at the deadline was traded by the Blue Jays. That one's fouled off. He was part of the deal that sent David Price from the Tigers to Toronto.
I love the notes in the media guide. It says Matthew Boyd is a distant relative of Hall of Famer Bob Feller and former First Lady of the United States Dolly Madison.
She's the one that made the cupcakes.
Yeah, really nice. Good cupcakes.
Castellanos at third. 2 down. Third ground ball out already for Matthew Boyd. Boyd, when he's on top of his game, that slider and changeup work really well. He'll use both pitches to keep hitters off the fastball. He's got the 4-seam and the 2-seam. And the slider mechanics, they've been very pleased with his slider mechanics as of late. And he's mixing it up pretty well, learning how to pitch, using all his weapons. Brandon Drury, 305 and a homer. Comes for the shortstop, Iglesias. Another ground ball out for Matthew Boyd, who's retired all 6 Diamondbacks he's faced. D-backs down 1-0 here at Chase.
The D-backs 1-0, top of the third inning. Time to take a look at our timeless moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet. On this day in 1999, no my gosh, ya pa. Hit 2 grand slams and a 2-run homer, becoming the first American League player with 10 runs driven in a game since 1975. No my.
Well, here is the Tigers pitcher Matthew Boyd to lead off the third against Zach Godley. And how about this stop by Nick Ahmed? That was Matthew Boyd's first ever professional plate appearance at any level of professional ball. And he's got a little infield single.
Well, the advanced scouting report now will say that he's a very aggressive hitter. Likes to swing at the first pitch he sees in his life. Nice try by Nick out there. Just couldn't get his feet underneath him to get anything on that throw to first base. You'll watch him kind of stumble into the throw. And give Boyd some credit for hustling down that first baseline, smelling that first hit.
He's 1 for 1 on his pro career. There's the leadoff man, the second baseman tonight, Andrew Romine. Fourth hit given up so far by Godley, all singles.
2 of them the infield variety.
Yeah. Zach Godley's previous outing was last Tuesday at Reno against Salt Lake, so it's been just over a week. He went 6 1/3 innings in that start, gave up only 2 hits, but he did walk 5 Salt Lake hitters. Had 8 strikeouts. Goldie, the backhand stop. They get the force at second, and they turn the double play. Nicely done. Goldie gets it started. Grant Ausmus wants them to check in the video room. If it stands, it'll be the second double play already turned by the Diamondback infield. Romine might have beaten that.
Get a faster video machine.
He's only got 30 seconds to decide. Huh? All right. Looked like they had a pretty decent case there.
Well, the key to that double play, obviously, with Goldie straying far off the base and throwing to second base to get the force play, is Zach Godley getting over to cover first base, and he got over there in good shape that time.
Base is empty, 2 down. Here's the center fielder Tyler Collins. Struck out his first time up. Let's have another look at this double play. Goldie gets it started.
Well, you can see Godley immediately broke off the mound so he could get over there to first base, find the bag, and stretch out as far as he could to get that out at first base. Of course, if Zach runs over to first base as fast as he runs off the field between innings, he'll beat every runner over there.
He might run right into the Tiger dugout. Change up, down and away, missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach has won both his starts with AAA Reno this year. In fact, as a starter for the Aces, he's pitched 13 1/3 innings and given up only 1 earned run on 3 hits. That'll get you a couple of call-ups to the big leagues. Brandon Drury smothers that one and throws him out. Some superb D-backs infield defense behind Zach Godley. They turn the 3-6-1, and here's Drury to finish off the top of the third. Diamondbacks trail it 1-0. 1-0. Fans, Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday, and you can spend time with your mom at the ball game this Sunday. Game time against the Pittsburgh Pirates is 1:10, and moms can take home a D-backs clutch purse and a PetSmart gift card. Get your tickets for Sunday's game on Mother's Day at dbacks.com. The catcher Chris Iannetta leads off the third against lefty Matthew Boyd, who has set down all 6 D-backs he's faced. Chris in there at .212 with 2 homers. How about that play by Brandon Drury to end that inning?
I thought that was through into right field. He made that diving attempt. Actually caught the ball behind his dive. Threw from a knee to get the out at first base.
Heard Drew on the radio today with Burns and Gambo talking about the adjustments that he's made. He's a natural third baseman and second base for him. Even he admits it's still a work in progress, but he's working hard at it, and I think we're starting to see that pay off.
Well, the most obvious difference at third base, usually you only have time to take a step or 2 before making a diving attempt on a ground ball. At second base, you might have to run several steps before making a diving attempt.
And one thing I thought was interesting, he said he does have to wait like about a beat longer just to get a true read on where the ball is going. Third base, a reactionary position. Like that. Castellanos right to him, backs up, throws him out. 7 up, 7 down for Matthew Boyd. Here's Nick Ahmed. Nick, 238 with a homer.
Number 13.
On the last road trip, Ahmed started 5 of the 6 games at shortstop and had safely in 4 of those 5 starts. I have noticed something interesting. How often the center fielder turns around and checks the scoreboard behind him, the DBTV board. AJ's been doing it all night long, and now Collins is out there doing the same thing. Between batters and every pitch almost, they'll turn around and check things out.
Yeah, when I saw AJ doing it, I immediately thought he's checking the flags to see which direction the wind is blowing, but the flags aren't even moving tonight.
Ahmed hits one toward the corner and left. And there it goes. Nick Ahmed, a home run. That's his second of the year, and we're tied at 1.
Boy, Nick, 4th home run given up by Boyd this year comes on a center cut fastball. Line drive home run into the left field bleachers.
That would make that a jumbo jack.
Yes, indeed.
Here's Zach Godley. A jumbo jack. There it is. A free jumbo jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large drink at Jack in the Box.
This is beautiful with the yellow stripe on the top of the fence. And
that's great artwork.
Jumbo jack flying over the fence.
Romine at second base throws out Godley, 2 down. Here's AJ. He grounded out his first time up.
17, A.J. Pollock.
Fastball with the knees is in there. It's 0-1. Love when the fans score the game at the ballpark. That's the way to do it.
When you see a home run after one of the D-backs hitters, I like that a lot too.
That always works out. Second of the year for Nick Ahmed. So Matthew Boyd loses his lead. Boyd, when he gets ahead in counts, often with that fastball. Throw it in there at the knees to steal a quick strike 1. And then once he gets ahead, look out for the slider and the changeup. He'll throw that changeup about 25% of the time, and the slider's been a big out pitch for him lately. falls through. 2-out single for Pollock.
We're talking about Boyd. He's got some really unusual splits when he's ahead in the count. Opposing batters are hitting 320 when the count is even. It's 265, and when the pitcher is behind in the count, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Opposing batters are only hitting 128. I think that speaks to the straight changeup. Usually, when you see numbers like that, it's a pitcher that's willing to throw his changeup when he's behind in the count.
He needs that pitch to succeed. CO struck out looking his first time up. Throw over to first at AJ's back. See how Boyd controls the Diamondback running game tonight.
Well, Justin Verlander's idea of controlling the running game last night was to throw over 10 times every time somebody gets on base.
And he did. You can look this kind of stuff up, and no one throws over to first base more in the big leagues than Justin Verlander. We saw that last night. This is headed toward left. Upton has to play it on a hop. A pair of 2-out singles for the Diamondbacks. And here comes Goldie.
Soft line drive into left field that time. Looked like CO caught it right out near the end of the bat, which was a good thing. The ball didn't carry far enough for Upton to come in and make a play. Has to field it on a hop.
Well, these are the circumstances in which the Diamondbacks have struggled as of late. Runners in scoring position. They've had all kinds of chances lately. Diamondbacks hitting 188 with runners in scoring position over their last 10 games. Pollock at second and Owings at first. 13 for their last 69 with runners in scoring position. That's got to improve. First pitch changeup for Matthew Boyd, and it's 1-0. Doubled up on the changeup and steals a strike. You find guys do that more often now than when you were playing? Throw 2 or 3 of the same pitch in a row?
I think in general, you know, there were certain pitchers when I played that would throw the changeup 4 or 5 pitches in a row because it was their best pitch, the pitch they had the most confidence they could throw for a quality strike. But you know, we're seeing more and more guys do, especially when you throw the first one and miss.
Yeah,
because now it's 1-0, and a lot of hitters are going to be sitting on a fastball. And if you can throw that changeup on the 1-0 count, you can get some weak contact, some swings and misses. You mentioned the D-back struggles with runners in scoring position recently. Not the case for Paul Goldschmidt. 5 of his last 8 with 6 runs driven in.
A chance to get the lead right here following the Ahmed homer. 2-out singles by Pollock and Owings. 2 on, 2 down, 1-2 on Goldie. Well, even from way out here, Goldie looks like a big dude. We're 400 feet away, and you get a sense from this angle, which is obviously different for us, of how imposing a figure he is when he steps in that batter's box. Got the big bat on his waggles like he does. And oh, what am I going to throw this guy? Went to that changeup that he relies on so heavily and missed with it. Jake Lamb, who struck out his first time up, is on deck.
That could turn out to be a big miss right there for Boyd, running the count full with 2 outs in the inning, 2 runners on base. They'll be off with the crack of the bat, or rather with a pitch. And should Goldie make contact, find a gap somewhere, Chris Owings will be able to score from first base.
Won't find better speed on the bases right now for the D-backs. Pollock at second and Owings at first. Here's the 3-2 to Goldie. Just making sure they don't leave too early. Runners on the move, and Goldie fouled that one straight back. He got a fastball on 3-2.
And even with 2 outs and a full count, Boyd used a slide step there with the runners in motion. You don't usually see a pitcher do that. Full count, 2 outs, runners moving. You want to take your full delivery, make your best possible pitch. That time he was using a slide step like he was trying to give his catcher an opportunity to throw out the base stealer.
Runners on the move again. It's off of Boyd, and it rolls into foul ground. Tigers trainer out to have a look at their lefty. Kevin Rand is the Detroit trainer.
It seems like pitchers have been getting hit an awful lot lately out there on the mound. TJ McFarland struck with a ball on the mound last night. Had to go on the disabled list today. His last start, Wade Miley got hit twice in 1 inning with line drives on the mound.
Well, Jake Lamb is coming up with a huge opportunity should Boyd stay in the game. Looks like he's good to go. They'll let him get a warm-up toss or 2.
Told the story many times in the past about my old buddy Mike Krukow. A similar situation, got hit with a comebacker, and trainer came out, manager came out. Umpire said, "Do you want to throw a couple of warm-up pitches?" And Krukow said, "Yeah." So I ran back behind home plate. It was against the Cardinals, and Jose Akendo was the next hitter. And Krukow took his wind up and threw the ball halfway up the backstop and said, "Okay, I'm good." And Jose Akendo was looking at me. His eyes were as big as saucers. "Are you sure he's okay?" I said, "Yeah, he's good. Don't worry about it."
So bases loaded, 2 outs for Lamb, who struck out his first time up. Jake this season batting only about 170 versus left-hand pitching, but he's been striking out a lot against lefties. Now 17 times in 36 at-bats against left-handers this year. But a chance to put a big crooked number up there here in the 3rd. First pitch fastball missed down and away. It's 1-0. A.J. Pollock at 3rd. Chris Owings at 2nd, and Goldie at 1st. A run is in on the Ahmed homer. Here's that Boyd slider. He's behind 2-0. Pitch count escalating quickly for Matthew Boyd in the 3rd. Three consecutive 2-out singles have loaded the bases for the D-backs. Here's the 2-0 to Jake Lamb. That one gets behind McCann, and everybody moves up. Pollock is home with the go-ahead run. It's 2-1.
McCann just slow getting the glove down there. That was just a fastball down below the knees, a ball, but that's a pitch that should be caught. That has to be a pass ball, I would think.
Didn't hit the dirt, hit the glove. Jake's ahead 3-0. Single here can bring home 2 more. Hard to second, swings on the 3-0 pitch, hits it right to Romine at second. And the Diamondbacks strand two, but they get two. Nick Ahmed got it started. The solo homer is second of the year. They get another run on a pass ball. Diamondbacks have a 2-1 lead. As we start the fourth inning, D-backs fans, if you can't watch the games on your television, stream them live on one of your 400 mobile devices with Fox Sports Go. It's presented by your Valley Honda dealers. Download the app and take Fox Sports Arizona and your D-backs with you wherever you go. Miguel Cabrera leads off the fourth for the Tigers. Godley's in there with a fastball, and it's 0-1. Cabrera struck out his first time up. Zach now with a 2-1 lead. Good curveball from Godley. 0-2. Miguel Cabrera has not really been pulling the ball this year. He'll go to center and right center a lot more than he used to. In fact, he ranks near the very bottom of major league hitters in percentage of balls hit to his pull field. And he'll most often go the other way against right-hand pitchers.
And he can backspin the ball to the opposite field. Not many guys can do it the way Miguel Cabrera can.
I've noticed that with Miguel Cabrera up, A.J. Pollock is a lot closer to us.
He's closer. He wants to hear what we're saying. Whoa.
Fastball up and in. 2-2.
Tried to overthrow one right there to one of the best hitters in the game. And one thing I like there, Zach Godley didn't come off the mound tapping his chest. My bad, my bad. And let Cabrera think you threw it up there on purpose.
The changeup. He strikes out Cabrera for the second time tonight. One down.
Fastball up and in, push him off the plate, and then come back with an off-speed pitch just off that outside corner. That's a good combination right there. Nice job.
And Zach's got 4 strikeouts. He's rolled 2 double play balls. Nick Castellanos, the strikeout victim. Castellanos has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. Hitting better than .340 over that span with 8 RBIs. You know you're a good hitter when you're batting cleanup in this lineup. In between Cabrera and Upton. And check that time. Breaking ball from Zach, and it's 0-2. Nicholas Castellanos, first-round pick by the Tigers back in 2010. Out of high school in Southwest Ranches, Florida. Jake Lamb at third.
Hey fans, the day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price using promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
I have 7 ground ball outs already through 3 2/3 for Zach Godley. 7 ground ball outs and 4 strikeouts.
That's a great sign.
2 down for Upton. Upton singled in the second. He scored the only Tiger run. Came in on a James McCann single. Seems like Zach's been ahead in the count most of the night.
Boy, and really odd to see a hitter like Justin Upton swing late and foul the ball into his own dugout on the first pitch. You know, I say it all the time, your dream pitch. One pitch, one zone. If it's there, you swing hard at it. If it's not, you take it. And that time it looked like a defensive 2-strike swing. Well, when Zach's on top of his game, though, he has so much movement on everything he throws up there. And for a team that hasn't seen him, he has to have a huge advantage in the early going here.
Well, that's why he will occasionally get into trouble, it seems, with bases on balls, because everything he throws moves. Walked 5 in his last start for Reno last week. Just missed at the knees with that fastball, and it's 3-1. Jim Adduci, the right fielder, on deck. That's what we mentioned last night. Diamondback fans certainly know this. When Upton is ahead in the count, that's when he gets really aggressive.
It's a completely different swing than the swing he takes when he's just up there looking for a pitch to hit, like the line drive homer last night. A very quick, short, abbreviated follow through. He gets those counts in his favor. He tries to get big, see how far he can hit it, and that's when he becomes susceptible.
That's a term that your hitting coaches say all the time. Oh, he gets big.
Gets big. Yeah, you try to get your entire body involved in the swing. And by the time you finally get that bat into the hitting zone, the ball's already in the catcher's mitt.
The 3-2 to Justin Upton. Of course, when you get big, you also get long.
Yeah. Get slow.
That sounds very baseball-y. There's Lloyd McClendon, the Tigers hitting coach. Former Seattle Mariners manager, Pirates manager as well. Once again on 3-2 to Justin Upton. Zach Godley, there's your shutdown inning. Godley has 5 strikeouts and a 2-1 lead. D-backs lead the Tigers. Time now for the unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. Dodgers got some really bad news today. Andrew Tolles tore up his knee. He's out for the year. Mike Trout's had a hamstring issue as of late. He's missed 5 games in a row. And the Houston Astros 23-11, their best start ever. We play a 4-game home and home with the Astros in the middle of August. That's your unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile as Yasmani Tomas leads off the home half of the 4th against lefty Matthew Boyd.
Well, not only the Astros off to an unbelievable start in that American League West, but everybody else in the division is under 500. They're just racing away from the rest of that division. A 6-game lead over the Angels and the Mariners going into play today.
Seattle's had all kinds of injury problems in their starting rotation. This one is hit deep to center field. Collins on the warning track just to our right here, and he's got it. We got a great view of that one from our seats right here, our broadcast position tonight on the home run porch. Collins caught that one right underneath us.
Right over there near that 413 mark. If he pulls it another 10 or 12 feet, it might have a chance to sneak up into those left field bleachers.
Brandon Drury grounded out in his first at bat. Mentioned Drew was on the radio today. You know, we know him because he's just so focused. Only, you know, the blinders are on. It's about baseball, baseball, baseball. So they're asking him on the radio today, "What do you like, the roof open or closed?" You know, I don't know. I don't really notice. Well, what's it like playing interleague games? I mean, you know, I don't really pay attention. I don't know. He's just locked in all the time on what he's doing. 2 outs in the 4th. Chris Iannetta. Chris grounded out his first time up. Both starters tonight, Godley and Boyd, getting more than their share of ground ball outs. I got 8 so far for Boyd through 3 2/3. That's hit hard and into left. A base hit for Iannetta. Chris has now singled in each of his last 3 starts. Here's Nick Ahmed, who homered tonight, his 2nd of the year, right down the left field line. Cox high-speed highlight.
The pitch was up a little more than I thought it was. He kind of tomahawked it into the Diamondbacks bullpen down that left field line. Well, he'd love to clear Zach Godley's spot here in this 4th inning. Get him out of the way and roll around to the top of the order in the 5th.
Well, Nick's had a hot bat lately. He's now hit safely in 5 of his last 6 starts at shortstop for the D-backs. Once that one foul. We're out here on the home run porch. An unparalleled view of the game. Seats out here in right field, right center field. These are great tickets. Here we are. When you buy a seat up here, by the way, it includes parking, all you can eat dining, and in-seat service. So not only can you eat whatever you want, they'll bring it to you and pay for your parking. That's a pretty good deal. And you are hanging out over the playing field.
Yeah, and not to mention we're surrounded by some great Diamondbacks fans out here, regulars in this area.
Well, you really get, I mean, you're 400 feet away, but you can really see the pitches and how they move. Not too many seats in any major league park when you can sit out over the field of play. Here we are. Beebe's got his pizza hat on. This is a tremendous view.
Yeah, this Pizza Hat may be some of my staff's best work ever.
They don't often succeed, but that's clearly a win.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
But look at these seats. We're right out. I mean, if you see here, I can only broadcast the game, interfere perhaps with the game. You can lean right out over the plate or over the warning track here. You got all this. How about this? Look at this. I mean, you are almost in the game. Not many seats in any major league park where you can say that. Boyd gets the strikeout. That ends the inning. We'll hit to the fifth. Diamondbacks lead the Tigers 2-1. You don't have that in Detroit, buddy. Hey fans, Tuesday, May 16th, join the Diamondbacks Foundation and Fox Sports Arizona for a special broadcast to help raise awareness and funds for the D-backs Give Back Youth Jersey Program and Goldie's Fun for Kids. Fans will have the chance to donate and receive the ultimate D-back backpack or a VIP D-back backpack with an autographed jersey. Coverage begins May 16th at 6 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Arizona. There's the Diamondbacks Foundation Youth Jersey Program. Goldie's Fun for Kids. He does so much great work in the community. He and his wife Amy, Phoenix Children's Hospital. Jim Adduci, the right fielder, leads off the fifth against Zach Godley, who set down the last 5 Tigers he's faced. Adduci, a 31-year-old minor league journeyman. He'll turn 32 next week. Comment at shortstop. One away. Adduci's played the last 2 years in Korea. Wasn't even invited to big league camp with the Tigers this spring, but here he is.
Catcher.
Another ground ball out for Godley. He's retired 6 in a row. Here's James McCann. McCann had an RBI single in the second. Zach Godley, 60 pitches, 40 for strikes. He's got 5 strikeouts. He's given up only 4 hits, all singles. Dies halfway to the mound. Godley's on it, throws him out.
Hey fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks located here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks home game.
How about this? We are through 4 2/3. Zach Godley already with 9 ground ball outs.
That's always a great sign for Zach. Shows that everything's moving down, getting the batters to hit the top half of the baseball, let his defense work behind him.
The shortstop Jose Iglesias grounded into a double play his first time up. Zach Godley out of Bamberg, South Carolina, pitched at the University of Tennessee. He's a volunteer. Another fastball up and in. That's actually a changeup that got away from Godley. Was a 10th round pick by the Cubs in the draft 4 years ago. Diamondbacks got him from Chicago in the Miguel Montero deal. That was before the 2015 season. The Cubs had him working in the bullpen. Diamondbacks converted him back into a starting pitcher. And he's, built like a workhorse in the rotation. 6'3", 240. He's a big dude out there. And he can handle a heavy workload if he's throwing those sinkers and getting ground ball outs like he is tonight. Spike that changeup. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jose Iglesias, the Tigers shortstop. Now 3-2. The pitcher Matthew Boyd, ready for his second ever professional plate appearance, is on deck. Iglesias can't check his swing. 6 strikeouts for Zach Godley. He's retired 8 straight. D-backs lead it 2-1. MLB.TV Premium is back, and it's better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices and get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. There are blackout and other restrictions, so check out MLB.TV for all the details. Zach Godley leads off the bottom of the 5th against lefty Matthew Boyd. Godley getting an opportunity from the Diamondbacks tonight, and he is making the most of it. 5 scoreless, he's given up only 1 run in 5 innings. 4 hits, all singles. Has not walked a batter. He struck out 6. Oh, 0-2. From our position here, high above courtside, in the words of the late great Johnny Most, you can See the legends in the Tiger bullpen getting ready for their race, which will be coming up after this half inning. It's like being at Churchill Downs and, you know, watching the parade to the paddock.
Almost.
There they are. Here we are.
Don't you think they should be stretching or something? They could injure themselves.
I'm a little concerned, frankly.
Pull a hammy.
There they are milling about in the Tiger bullpen. A.J. Pollock singled and scored his last time up. That one is really well hit, yanked down the left field line and out of play. Jumped on a slider that time. Well, that slider from the left-hand pitcher to the right-hand hitter, you don't get that thing down on the back foot. You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, either back door, right on the outside corner, or back foot. Because, yeah, I've mentioned it before, a left-handed slider to a right-handed hitter, I think you can hit that ball farther than any other pitch.
This is coming right at us. Collins backs up in center. 2 down.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Chris Owings has struck out single, 1 for 2. Seo with a 2-hole tonight, playing right field. No David Peralta against the lefty Boyd. Chris had a couple of singles last night. He's already got 1 hit tonight. And he's hit safely in 6 of his 7 games this month. Big slow curveball got away from Boyd, and Chris is ahead 2-0. Lifted in the air along the left field line, upped it on the run and foul the ground, and he can't get there. Once you cross that foul line here at Chase, there's not a whole lot of room left to run.
It looked like Justin Upton thought he was a lot closer to the wall than he really was. He took his eye off the ball and just stuck his glove up in the air, hoping the ball would land in the leather, but he still had another couple of steps to go before he reached the barrier.
I'm a little concerned about Gonzo. The Gonzo legend seems to be sort of inching his way out in front, looking for that edge.
Anticipating that 3rd out.
Yeah. Trying to get a head start. Fouled back, and it's 2-2.
Well, I think the Gonzo big head has been working with Dave McKay about getting jumps.
Well, he's got all the info.
Yeah,
He does. You can see the big unit standing in the back. He does not look concerned. There's Dave McKay coaching at first. This really will be like at Churchill Downs when you watch them come right out of that gate. Good start is always important.
The only way this is like Churchill Downs is because they all smell like horses.
They've been running in those suits for several years now. Boyd at 70 pitches, 50 for strikes. 2-2 on CO. Up the middle and into center, a base hit for Chris Owings. He's 2 for 3, digging for second. CO's in there. A hustle double, his 5th of the year. Rolled slowly out to Collins in center, and Owings on the run all the way.
Well, that's a great play under any circumstance, but with 2 outs in the inning, you bust it out of the batter's box. If there's any delay or hesitation by the outfielder, turn that corner at first and try to get yourself into scoring position for Goldie. Great hustle by Chris Owings.
He's at second with 2 outs for Goldie, who singled his last time up. I'm a little concerned about Mickey, our ace cameraman, down by the Diamondback dugout, who almost got smoked by a foul ball. Mick, are you with us?
Tough, Steve.
This will show a replay. Here's Mickey right there with the blue cap on. Look out, Mick.
Oh, thank goodness for railings.
That's why Mick the Quick.
Mick the Quick, that's right. Mickey Rivers has nothing on you. Mickey's got the best seat in the house. We're 400 feet away. He's right there.
Right there.
So the no pitch intentional walk to Goldie brings up Jake Lamb, who's 0 for 2. Jake needs a base hit against a lefty in a bad way here. Owings at second and Goldie at first. High chopper foul. 1-1.
The no pitch intentional walk. I caught a guy by the name of Jim Barr who used to issue a lot of 1 pitch intentional walks. Have a base open. Frank would give me the sign, pitch around this guy. We don't care if we walk him. And
just hit him?
Yeah, just drill him. Well, I throw 4 wide ones, and I could throw 1 right in the middle of his back. Jim Barr, as nice a guy as there was off the field, as mean a guy as I ever played with on the field.
Fastball missed at the knees, and Jake's ahead 2-1. Diamondbacks had 3 consecutive 2-out singles in the 3rd. A chance to do more 2-out damage here in the 5th. Chase that slider. 2-2. Yasmani Tomas 0 for 2. He's on deck. He looks at that slider and strikes out. Boyd strands 2. He keeps it a 2-1 ball game. Diamondbacks have a 2-1 lead over the Tigers. Hey fans, Tuesday, May 16th. Or pardon me, this Saturday, join the Coyotes at Gila River Arena. I'm afraid Chris Owens is going to throw that baseball up here. This Saturday, join the Coyotes at Gila River Arena. It's the annual Select a Seat open house from 2:30 to 4. You can secure savings on 2017-18 season tickets for the Coyotes. Get a tour of the locker room. Kids can play ball hockey. You'll get to meet Howler and the Paw Patrol. That's coming up this Saturday at Gila River Arena. The annual Select a Seat open house from 2:30 to 4. All the info's at ArizonaCoyotes.com or call 480-563-PUCK. The pitcher Matthew Boyd, who singled. Backhand stop by Drury. Jeter jump throw. Nice play by Brandon, who's looked really good down there tonight at second. 10 ground ball outs for Zach Godley. He's retired 9 straight.
Nice backhanded play, and very much like his idol Troy Tulowitzki, throwing on the move, didn't plant his feet, just made that jump throw back across his body in time for the out.
Our leadoff man Andrew Romine is 0 for 2.
Hey, one thing, Boyd can swing the bat a little bit. We've only seen him swing it twice, but he looks like a hitter up there. He's made solid contact twice in a ball game.
Had never had a professional plate appearance before tonight, Matthew Boyd.
Batting practice stuff's overrated.
Don't need it. Oh, wow. You've never seen that before.
Nope.
Omar Vizquel had a ball eat him up. That's the first ever. The shortstop's shortstop right there. The great Omar Vizquel. Every time I ask a major league shortstop who's the best guy you ever saw, to a man they always say Omar Vizquel. Goldie backs up. Godley covers. Another ground ball out. That's 11. 2 down.
Hey fans, lots of fun giveaways this season. Be sure to get your tickets. This Sunday, the first 10,000 moms will get the D-backs Mother's Day clutch purse courtesy of PetSmart. Saturday, June 10th is pool towel giveaway courtesy of Gila River Casinos, and that's a nice one. And the first 10,000 kids on June 11th will get a bat and ball set courtesy of MLB Play Ball and Chevy. Visit dbacks.com to see the full promotional schedule.
That pizza hat's looking good, by the way.
You like that?
It looks sharp on the TV. Not many men own a pizza hat.
I know one guy that does.
This guy. Of all the people who should have a pizza hat, you're at the front of the line. Here's Tyler Collins. You think knowing that he's going to get a bit of an extended run here is helping Zach Godley tonight?
You know, I honestly don't think so. I mean, when Zach was asked about that, he said, hey, I take it one start at a time. I'm just going to go out there and try to execute pitches and do the best I can to keep my team in the ball game. He's not worried about the next start or the last start. He's only worried about tonight, and I think that's a great attitude to have for a young pitcher. You know, some guys under the same circumstances would know, geez, you know, my next start depends on what I do tonight, and go out there and not pitch up to their capabilities.
Well, he's looking or trying for his 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. There's the birthday boy, pitching coach Mike Butcher, 52 years old today. Happy birthday, Butch. Brandon Drury is there. 12 ground ball outs through 6 innings for Zach Godley. He leads it 2-1.
The bottom half of the 6th inning. Time to take a look at this day in Major League Baseball history, brought to you by Geico. We go back to 1967 on this date. Braves outfielder Hank Aaron hit an inside the park homer against Jim Bunning in the Philadelphia Phillies, the only home run of his 755 that didn't clear the fence.
It's a good thing we weren't broadcasting from the home run porch that night. As Manny Tomas leads off the bottom of the 6th against lefty Matthew Boyd. And Tomas hits it hard, but right at Upton. Quickly one down. We picked a terrible night to be out here tonight.
Why is that?
Well, it's a beautiful evening. The roof is open, but Zach Godley has been dominant. He's made or recorded 18 outs so far. 12 ground ball outs, 6 strikeouts. The Tigers have not hit anything up into the air tonight.
Well, that's good. We don't mind if the Tigers don't visit us out here on the home run porch.
Godley has retired the last 11 he's faced. 12 ground ball outs, 6 strikeouts. Brandon Drury 0 for 2. Glove of Romine. It rolls right underneath us here in right center. Collins able to cut it off. And Brandon Drury, who had 2 doubles in the ball game last night, has his 9th of the year. Well, that one rolled right under. You should have had your glove.
Yeah, I was calling for it. That was a pretty nice play by Collins to get over there and backhand that ball and hold Brandon Drury to a double. We've seen Brandon go that way a lot recently. Right center, right field.
That's when he's at his best, he says. And right center field approach. Chris Iannetta singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Chris has now singled in each of his last 3 starts. Change up from Boyd, and it's 0-1. Last 4 hits for Brandon Drury are doubles. Doubled at Colorado on Saturday, doubled twice last night, once tonight. Play on at second, and Brandon is back in time. That one gets to the backstop, and Drury moves up. McCann already had a critical pass ball and actually brought home the go-ahead run for the Diamondbacks. That was in the 3rd. Here's another look at this one. And again, it's off the glove.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little more movement than he was expecting, and Boyd did kind of jerk that ball to the inside part of the plate against Chris Iannetta, but catch that ball.
Drury now at 3rd with 1 out, a 1-1 count on Iannetta. Second pass ball of the game for James McCann. Along the left field line and foul ground. It drops in between Castellanos and Upton. Bro! That is one excited bro right there. That is the 1,000-yard stare for the Cardinals fan.
I caught it and you didn't.
And he watched the look on his face right there. Well, that calls for a high five.
Yeah, a couple of high fives.
He's being swarmed by admirers down there. Oh, he dropped a beauty in there. Curveball at the knees, and Danley says strike 3. 2 outs in the 6th.
A slower breaking ball. The curveball just at the bottom of the strike zone right there for a called strike 3.
Nick Ahmed now will get the no pitch intentional walk. Nick homered in the 3rd inning. And so the runners will be on the corners with 2 down for the pitcher Godley.
Now batting, pitcher, Zach Godley.
Both of Boyd's walks tonight have been of the no pitch intentional variety. Zach right now at 77 pitches through 6 innings, and he is pitching a gem of a ball game tonight. So he'll take the at bat. 2 on and 2 out.
Zach Godley might not be much of a hitter, but he's got a really cool looking bat. Looks like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
I see you have a Baxter joined you. Is he there for your protection?
Bodyguard, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. He's got a glove.
It's good to have Baxter up here with us on the home run porch as we hover right above right center field. He's got your back. Standing by and ready for the Zach Godley home run ball. 2-0 pitch.
Continuing to stand by and ready for the home run ball.
Well, see now, you don't have Baxter for long because fans want pictures. The kids want to say hi. High-powered TV executives often flock around Baxter. He's getting a little impatient.
Zach Godley showing bunt there with 2 outs in the inning. Maybe he read the pickoff move and quickly put the bat out there just to let the Tigers think he was going to try to bunt for a base hit.
Brandon Drury at 3rd, Nick Ahmed at 1st, and 2 outs. Floated one in there upstairs. Changeup got away from Boyd that time. And it's 3-1. A.J. Pollock, who singled and scored in the 3rd, is on deck. Slider at the knees, full count 3-2. That'll get Ahmed started from first. Drury at 3rd. He had a 1-out double. Ahmed the no pitch intentional walk. So they could work to Godley, who's worked the count full. There goes Nick from first. Ball 4. Diamondbacks have the bases loaded for A.J. Pollock. First non-intentional walk of the ball game for Matthew Boyd. Tigers bullpen still quiet for the moment. Boyd at 90 pitches, 62 for strikes.
Zach hasn't walked a whole lot in his career. Has to take off the ankle guard there before heading on down to first base. Don't want to slow him down.
So here we go. Bases full of Diamondbacks, 2 outs. First pitch curveball's in there. Looks like it was up a bit. Anibal Sanchez, the right-hander, who's fallen on hard times for the Tigers, starts to loosen up in their bullpen. AJ down 0-2. This has been where the Diamondbacks have struggled most over the last week or so. Plenty of opportunities with runners in scoring position. They're just not cashing in when they have the chance. They had second and third, 2 outs in the third. Jake Lamb grounded out to end that threat. Now they have the bases full, 2 outs here in the 6th. Drury's at third, Ahmed at second, and Godley at first. D-backs trying to salvage a split of this 2-game set with the Tigers before the Pittsburgh Pirates come in here for 4 starting tomorrow night. That's Zach Greinke versus Garrett Cole. Drury scores. Ahmed right behind. 4-1 Diamondbacks. 2-out, 2-run single for A.J. Pollock. There's the big hit they've been looking for.
Been waiting on that one for a while. A.J. a little bit out in front of that 0-2 slider, but finds that hole on the left side of the infield to drive home a couple of teammates. Kind of smothered it, but hit it to a good spot. You see that hole on the left side of the infield. That's right where that ball's headed.
Rich Doobie out to the mound now. Boyd at 94 pitches.
Right fielder, Chris Owings.
Chris Owings will be the hitter. 2 on, 2 out, 2 runs in. Chris has already got 2 hits tonight. He singled in the third, doubled his last time up. Drury got it started with a 1-out double. Now 8 hits for the D-backs, 4 for the Tigers.
You mentioned Drury got the rally started with his 1-out double. A.J. Pollock gets credit for 2 RBIs on his single to left field, but the biggest at bat of the inning was probably Zach Godley working a base on balls to keep the rally going.
After they walked Ahmed intentionally to get to Godley with 2 outs. That was the percentage play certainly for Brad Ausmus, but it didn't work out. Fly ball left center. Upton and Collins. Collins has it. And the Diamondbacks strand 2, but they get 2. We head to the 7th. They lead the Tigers 4-1.
of the 6th inning. They now lead the Tigers 4-1 as we head to the top half of the 7th. As you know, Bert, in the middle of the 6th inning here at Chase Field, the rally backs come out on top of the dugouts and throw T-shirts. Well, we had a celebrity throwing T-shirts into the stands tonight, Justin Verlander. A lot of Tiger fans sitting up behind that first base dugout. What a thrill to take home a T-shirt given to you by Justin Verlander.
He threw 108 pitches in the ball game last night. Tonight, 1 T-shirt.
1 T-shirt.
Well, what a night it's been for Zack Godley. Speaking of pitches, he has been outstanding here tonight. Zack has worked 6 innings. He's given up only 1 run on 4 hits. He's not walked a batter. He struck out 6, but the big number there, 12 ground ball outs. He's recorded 18 outs so far through 6 innings, 12 grounders and 6 punch outs.
Outstanding. Those are the kind of splits you love to see from a guy who makes his living keeping the ball down, getting ground ball outs with the changeup, with the curve ball, the spiked knuckle curve, and that sinking fastball.
Godley has retired the last 11 Tigers he's faced. He's worked 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. The last Tiger hit was by the pitcher Matthew Boyd, a single to lead off the 3rd. And Cabrera leads off the 7th. He is 0 for 2. He struck out twice.
Boy, he's been pitching Cabrera aggressively inside all night long.
And as we noted, when Cabrera's up, Diamondback outfielders are back. A.J. Pollock is right in front of us. It's one of the great advantages of the home run porch seats here at Chase Field. You are out over the playing surface, and A.J. is right below us. Zack maybe rushing a bit here. He's fallen behind 3-0.
Well, that's about as far as we've seen Paul Goldschmidt play off the line over there at first base. He's halfway between 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, he really is. It's almost like he's a one-man shift. A 4-pitch walk to Cabrera leads off the 7th. Phone rings in the Diamondback bullpen with Godley over 80 pitches. First walk of the ball game for Zack Godley. And here comes the cleanup man, Nick Castellanos. Robbie Ray learned what happened last night about leadoff walks. That didn't go very well. Archie Bradley scurrying out there.
Kind of an unusual outing for Archie last night. We're used to seeing him come into the ball game and pitch multiple innings. He didn't get 1 out last night.
There were only 4 pitches. Castellanos 0 for 2. He has struck out, grounded out. You know, we were so high up at Nats Park in Washington. I think when we go out there next year, we should just broadcast the games from center field like we are now.
Yeah, why not?
Have a much better view. And indeed, Archie Bradley starts to warm up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. So he might try to go Godley straight to Bradley and finish this thing off. Fastball's in there, and it's 0-2. Twelve ground ball outs for Godley. He's had 2 double plays turned behind him. Castellanos lays off the changeup. Ball and 2 strikes. Double play ball right to Ahmed. Drury for 1, and they roll it. 14 ground ball outs for Godley. 3 double plays. 2 down in the 7th. That was room service right there.
Absolutely room service. Every double play starts with a hard hit ball right at Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Easy feed to Brandon Drury. Miguel Cabrera just peeled off to the right field that time. Didn't even attempt to slide into second base. Easy double play.
Base is empty, 2 down for Upton, who was singled and struck out. He scored the only Tigers run. Came home on a James McCann single in the second. Tigers had a 1-0 lead. Diamondbacks got 2 in the third and 2 in the sixth to take a 4-1 lead. Looking back on the Justin Upton trade from the D-backs to the Braves before the 2013 season, other than Martin Prado in that deal, Diamondbacks got Nick Ahmed, Randall Delgado, and Brandon Drury. So that trade has worked out. A.J. Pollock on the run, back in center at the track, and he's got it. A.J. promised us a baseball, but the fans deserve it more. Godley runs off the field with a 4-1 lead. The Tigers 4-1. Fans, this Friday, Diamondbacks baseball will be televised in Spanish on the Fox Sports Arizona Plus channel when the D-backs host the Pirates at 6:30. It's presented by your Valley Honda dealers and streams live on Fox Sports Go. To find the channel listing and the 25-game Spanish TV schedule, visit foxsportsarizona.com. Well, see, Rodrigo's got to remember to turn the mic on. It's going to be on TV. That's a fundamental. Here's Anibal Sanchez. And as you can see by these numbers, it's really been a backslide. This guy used to be really hard to hit, but he's had a very tough season.
Yeah, so hard to hit. He no-hit the Diamondbacks back in '06 as a member of the Florida Marlins. Still racking up a lot of strikeouts, but giving up 6 home runs in just over 18 innings of work.
Goldie has singled and walked tonight. He's 1 for 2. Diamondbacks trying to salvage a split of this 2-game set, snap the 3-game losing streak before the Pirates come in for 4 starting tomorrow night. dbacks.com/tickets. See if you can get some seats out here on the home run porch. Andrew McCutchen will be out here in the Pirate outfield. Zach Greinke versus Garrett Cole tomorrow night. And it's Patrick Corbin, Taijuan Walker, and Robbie Ray the rest of that series. And the Mets come in for 3. Here's Zach. He gets the baseball tomorrow night. Well, he's been good lately. That slider in Colorado was outstanding.
Oh, as good as we've seen.
That was the consensus, too, from everybody. Rockies and Diamondbacks alike. That slider is back for Greinke. Full count to Goldie, 3-2. Leadoff walk. comes Jake Lamb, 0 for 3 against Matthew Boyd with 2 strikeouts. This could be our moment right here, BB.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling it.
Okay.
You got Sanchez out there, the right-hander. Jake's going to hit one right to you here.
I'm ready. You know, watching Goldie lead off the inning here in the 7th, he would make a heck of a leadoff hitter.
Well, he walks all the time.
Yeah, his on-base percentage, ability to steal bases, ability to score from first on an extra base hit.
Led the league in walks last year.
Boy, if Goldie's your leadoff hitter, what's your 3-hitter look like? Or your cleanup hitter?
I go to AJ. Find a cleanup guy that hits 90 homers.
That's kind of the trend in baseball, not necessarily the prototypical leadoff hitters around baseball, the little guys that could bunt and run and do all those things that you expect a leadoff hitter to do. More and more teams going with guys with high on base percentage, regardless of whether they can run or not.
It's one of the reasons the Dodgers got Logan Forsythe in the offseason, a right-hand batter they figured could bat leadoff, even though he doesn't run very well. He gets on base. Goldie 8 for 9 in his stolen base attempts this year.
I was thinking back to Brian Downing with the,
great
Angels.
call.
Yeah, hitting lead off.
Guy who was a catcher for a while. Sanchez really having trouble throwing strikes. He's only thrown 2 so far. Walk Goldie behind on Lamb 2-0.
Yeah, the truck pointed out Carlos Santana from the Cleveland Indians, another non-prototypical leadoff hitter.
Now you see Castellanos, the third baseman, shifts over with a count 2-0. Fastball against the corner, and it's 2-1. Jake trying to get it going. He's 3 for 24 at the plate this month with 14 strikeouts. A little bit of a down cycle right now for Lamb. So the slow move and the quick move.
Well, Brad Ausmus, the manager of the Tigers, a former catcher, so trying to control that running game or at least slow it down a little bit.
Way up in the air, shallow left center. Upton calling for it. That's the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
Well, the Tigers have had 37 managers in their history. 11 of them were catchers, including Brad Ausmus.
Left fielder,
He was one of the first sort of new wave managers of the sabermetric era. Dartmouth College guy, an Ivy League guy. Here's Yasmani Tomas 0 for 3. Goldie on the move, and he's in there. 9th stolen base of the year for Paul Goldschmidt.
Notice that Goldie did not run with Jake Lamb at the plate, trying to give him as much of a hole on that right side as you possibly could, even with the shift on, because Cabrera forced to hold on Goldie at first base, left a little bit of a sliver of a hole on that right side, but once Lamb was retired, Goldie is off and running.
In scoring position for Yasmani, who's down 0-1. Back with you tomorrow. Diamondback Live pregame show presented by CenturyLink comes your way at 6 o'clock, first of 4. Diamondbacks and Pirates from here at Chase Field. Zach Greinke versus Garrett Cole, a terrific pitching matchup tomorrow night. The 0-1 to Tomas.
Goldie edging off second base, thinking about stealing third.
Why not? Yasmani last 10 games hitting under 150, 0 for 3 tonight. Another bat in the middle of this order that's had a tough time the last week or so. Anibal Sanchez now in his 12th big league season. It was only 4 years ago he led the American League in ERA, 2.57 in 29 starts. But he's gone south ever since. The ERA has climbed steadily ever since that 2013 season. Last year 5.87, this year over 8.5. Tomas hits it down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It's gone. El Tanque Yasmani Tomas. That's his 6th, a 2-run homer, and it's 6-1 Diamondbacks. Woo!
To get some of the sleeping bats rolling again. Big breaking ball that time from Sanchez, and Tomas knew it the moment he hit that ball.
Anibal Sanchez has pitched just under 17 innings this year, and he's already given up 7 homers. Here's Brandon Drury. Brandon doubled and scored his last time up. Nice of you to bring your artwork out here, by the way. That's good work.
The staff went to so much trouble. It's the least we can do.
Here's a deep fly ball, center field. That ball is going, and it's going, and it's gone. Diamondbacks back to back. That's number 2 for Brandon Drury. He hits it out of here just to our right, and it's 7-1. May have had a fan reach over to catch that one. Let's take a look.
Brandon put a charge on it out there near the deepest part of the ballpark. 413.
Oh, that's clean.
Yeah, well above the fence right there. Fan makes a stumbling catch with his Yankee hat on.
Yankee fans always stumble. Back-to-back home runs have opened up a 6-run Diamondback advantage. Here's Chris Iannetta. A Jumbo Jack, a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at Jack in the Box. D-backs with 3 homers tonight. Ahmed, Tomas, and Drury. Iglesias at shortstop, 2 down. You know, for most of this year, Brandon Drury has been right about 300 or north of 300, but he's been primarily a singles hitter for the most part. But boy, the extra base hits are coming in bunches the last week or so.
I don't think it's a coincidence that he pulls that home run out of the ballpark after a streak of base hits and extra base hits to the gap in right center field. Got his mechanics back where they need to be, driving the ball hard to the opposite field. When the pitcher makes a mistake, you're going to naturally pull it.
Nick Ahmed knocks it into right center field. I got it. Collins over to cut it off in front of Bob Brenly. Ahmed is in there with a double. 3rd double this year for Nick Ahmed. He's been aboard 3 times today.
For Zach Godley, number 3.
That was right under you.
Another nice play by Collins. He's made a couple of nice backhanded plays running into that gap. Well, to hold D-backs hitters to doubles rather than triples.
That'll be it for Zach Godley, who pitched an absolute gem here tonight. Descalso will hit for the pitcher. 170 with 2 homers. Zach Godley, 14 ground ball outs, 6 strikeouts. He retired 13 of the last 14 batters he faced. He was dynamite tonight. Descalso hits it in the air. Ducey just shy of the warning track, and that's the inning. But the Diamondbacks get back-to-back homers from Tomas and Drury. They lead at 7-1. Second big league start just up from Reno. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing cool plays of the game. Godley was sensational tonight. 14 ground ball outs. He retired 13 of the last 14 he faced.
I don't know how you could do much better than Zach Godley did here tonight. Just an outstanding performance, getting those ground balls, letting his defense work. Every time it looked like the Tigers were going to get something going, he rolled up a double play ball.
Unbelievable. The Tigers did not have a fly ball out tonight against Zach Godley. Not one. Ashline called to the bullpen. Randall Delgado starts the 8th with a 7-1 lead. Oh, I stand corrected. The last out of the last inning was a fly ball. Upton flew out to center. So only one fly ball out against Godley tonight. So here's Delgado to face Adduci, the right fielder, to lead off the 8th.
I believe it was the spaceman Bill Lee that said
a lot of sentences start that way, by the way.
He'd much rather throw ground balls. It's more democratic. You get the entire team involved. Strikeouts are a fascist. You're just out there doing your own thing on the mound. You didn't need defenders behind you, but ground balls were more democratic.
That's how he ended up pitching in Montreal when you try and explain that to Don Zimmer. Well, a big key for Godley tonight was the middle of this Tiger lineup. Cabrera, Castellanos, and Upton, their big three. They're 3, 4, and 5. Those three hitters tonight, a combined 1 for 8 with a single and 4 strikeouts. Three and 1 on Adduci. He singled in the 2nd inning. The catcher McCann is on deck. Adduci was a 42nd round draft pick back in 2003 by the Marlins. They were still the Florida Marlins back then. And it took him 10 years to get to the major leagues. Finally made it with Texas back in 2013. He's played the last 2 years in Korea and he's having a nice spring so far with the Tigers. Hits it deep to left. Tomas at the wall, and he's got it. One down. Here's McCann.
Catcher, James McCann.
McCann has knocked in the Tigers' only run, an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Well, we've enjoyed our night up here on the home run porch, that's for sure. Thanks to all our terrific Fox Sports Arizona crew who had to haul all the equipment out here. Cables and wires and monitors and everything. Electric outlets, they did a fantastic job. It takes a lot of stuff to get, got the monitors here, the microphones and everything. And they had to take it all out of our booth and move it way out here to center, and they did a wonderful job.
They sure did. They always do a wonderful job. We're very, very fortunate to have the people we have working on our outstanding crew.
Here we are, high above A.J. Pollock, who's right below us here. Delgado strikes out McCann, 2 down.
Hey fans, fire and ice will collide in the desert on Friday, July 7th. Game of Thrones fans, partner. This is one night you don't want to miss. Buy the Game of Thrones special event pack and you'll get a lower level game ticket and a Taiwan Walker, what is this, Night King bobblehead. Limited quantities available. Buy now online at dbacks.com/GOT.
You realize our producer, Brad the Big Dog Weimer, who's a big Game of Thrones fan, is just messing with you by having you read that promo.
I knew that going in.
Taiwan is a huge Game of Thrones fan.
Really?
In fact, yeah, he and his wife have been preparing for the new season, which starts in July, right after his bobblehead night, by binge watching the last few years, because winter is coming. as we know. You've got to. I mean, it's a very complicated situation.
Yeah, well, your watch is ended.
Nice work. See, you're picking some of this stuff up. You've got Daenerys Targaryen coming across the narrow sea with her, whole army of Dothrakis.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for those.
Headed right for Westeros.
Ooh.
That one sneaks through and into right field. A base hit for Iglesias. But that bobblehead, that's going to be maybe the most popular bobblehead in Major League Baseball this year that any team will put out with the Game of Thrones phenomena. Pitcher spot is up with 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and we'll get a look at Mikey Matsuk, who had a 2-run single in last night's game. He was 1 for 4 at the start in right field. Now, you've watched lots of the popular shows before, right? I mean, you watched Breaking Bad and some of those others.
Sure.
So you're not averse to those types of things.
No.
You're just not a big sci-fi guy.
Just not sci-fi. Yeah. People riding flying dragons and stuff.
Well, only Targaryens can do that. You're more down-to-earth guy.
Yeah. I like Fargo.
Yeah, that's good.
Call Saul,
which is a Breaking Bad spinoff.
Yeah. Caught up with that this afternoon with Mama. We watched an episode of that to get caught up. And of course, cartoons.
Well, why stop now?
You know, a lot of times when we travel from west to east, your sleep habits get a little
it's rough.
Screwy. You're laying awake until 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm always looking for the Three Stooges. A lot of the cities have the Stooges on real late at night or early in the morning, depending on how you look at it.
They have this thing called YouTube now,
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But it's just such an unexpected surprise when you're gunning channels at 3 o'clock in the morning and, oh, there's Mo.
Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Fine programming for a young child.
Sure, well, he was raised on that, on the old UHF stations. Romine on deck, the leadoff man. 2-2 to Mikey Matsuk. And Delgado gets the strikeout, his second in that inning. Bottom 8th on the way. It's 7-1 Diamondbacks.
Tonight, D-backs live, the post-game show. Coaches love saying confidence is earned. Has Zach Godley earned another start?
Oh man, Zach Godley absolutely earned another start. He was terrific tonight. Ground balls, strikeouts, you name it. Zach Godley gave the Diamondbacks exactly what they needed tonight.
Okay, I gotta send it back to them because I'm gonna start letting up, please. No. I don't want to do the Stooges. Okay, Stephen Bob, please rescue me. All of us.
Smart move, Todd.
Rescue me, Fontella Bass.
Don't fall into that trap. A.J. Pollock, who has singled twice, knocked in 2. Leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher out there for the Tigers. This season with the Toledo Mud Hens, it's the lefty Chad Bell making his major league debut. AJ singled and scored in the 3rd, had that big 2-run single in the 6th. A big 2-out 2-run single. That made it 4-1 Diamondbacks. They added 3 more in the 7th. Back-to-back homers by Tomas and Drury. D-backs with 3 home runs tonight. Ahmed had a solo shot in the 3rd. AJ drives one to center right at Collins. Right below us, 1 down. What's next brought to you by CenturyLink. Don't forget Throwback Thursday tomorrow. Wear the purple shirt there, BB. As we've got the first of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and what a pitching matchup tomorrow night. Diamondback Live pregame show brought to you by CenturyLink at 6 o'clock. Zach Greinke and Garrett Cole. And it's Patrick Corbin, Taijuan Walker, and Robbie Ray. The Pittsburgh Pirates in here for 4 starting tomorrow night. And then it's 3 against the New York Mets. Here's Chris Owings, who's had a big night. Co has single doubled these 2 for 4. D-backs have out hit the Tigers 11-5. They lead at 7-1. I've always wondered how Todd and Gracie prepare for the postgame show. You know what goes into it. There's a lot of analytics involved, a lot of film study. And now the mystery's solved because they've joined us out here in the home run porch. Getting ready for the postgame show. That one is kicked to Castellanos at 3rd. Cabrera can't scoop it. And Owings heads for 2nd. And he's going to keep going on his way to 3rd. He's in there.
Chris Owings has taken advantage of every little opening in this ball game today. A routine ground ball down to Castellanos to 3rd base. Looked like a 5-3 put out to me, but he spikes it in the dirt. Miguel Cabrera a little lazy going after the ball. The catcher, James McCann, didn't get down there to back up the play. Dave McKay just told Chris Owings, keep running till they make you stop. He ends up at 3rd base.
CO aboard for the 3rd time tonight. They'll give Goldie the no pitch intentional walk the 3rd time tonight that the Tigers have done that. The 2nd time to Paul Goldschmidt, and they'll work to Jake Lamb. Jake is 0 for 4. He has struck out twice and in there against another lefty. Lambs are in the house. Two and one. Bell with that consistent mid-90s velocity.
Yeah, lefty who throws that hard, he may have a future in this game. He's rushing it up there right now.
Fifth at bat tonight for Jake Lamb, and his fourth against a left-hand pitcher. Two and two.
A little better swing at that breaking ball. Jake has really kind of been reaching for those pitches on the outer third of the plate or the outside corner or even off the plate away. A little better pass at that one.
Strikes out for the third time tonight. Two down in the eighth.
That goes back to that big fastball. Out there on the outside corner.
Left fielder,
Yasmani Tomas. A home run his last time up, a two-run shot, his sixth of the year. He's got Owings at third and Goldie at first. This was Yasmani in the seventh off Anibal Sanchez.
That's the first time we've seen Tomas really admire some of his handiwork. A no doubter home run into the bleachers in the left field, and he knew it.
Got a hanging nothing ball. Right at the second baseman Romine. We are through 8 at Chase Field. The Diamondbacks lead the Tigers 7-1. Diamondbacks with a 7-1 lead over the Tigers. And the D-backs are in position here to get a two-game split. And we are here in the home run porch. Look at these seats. These are some of the most unique seats in all of baseball. And you can get these at dbacks.com/tickets when you buy a seat here in the home run porch. You get an amazing view of the game. Andrew Romine will lead it off. Tickets for the home run porch include parking, all-you-can-eat dining, in-seat service, and you can get these seats out here as part of a season ticket package or D-backs mini plan. And if it's a one-game deal, you got a lot of people, a company outing, a family get-together. You can seat up to 30 to 50 people out here. So go to dbacks.com/suites or call 602-462-4119.
Gotta say, I'm a little disappointed though, partner. I mean,
what's wrong?
I got my free parking today, and we've got these great seats out here on the home run porch, but I haven't seen one bite of chow tonight. Our staff is slipping bad.
Well, you did get the pizza hat.
The hat. I'll take the hat.
A slice of pizza lasts but once. The pizza hat lasts forever.
That's right.
Or at least until you find a better one. 1-2 on Andrew Romine.
I don't know if there is a better hat.
Probably not. I don't see how there can be, frankly. Third strikeout for Delgado.
Center field, Tyler Collins.
Diamondback Live post-game show follows our ball game. Todd and Gracie standing by.
AJ Pollock doing a little house cleaning. Somebody lost their hat down onto the warning track.
I hope it wasn't a pizza hat.
No. He'd have kept it if it was a pizza hat.
Smart move. Tyler Collins, the center fielder, 0 for 3. This will snap the Diamondbacks' 3-game losing streak. They'll improve to 19-16 on the year, 3 over 500. Iannetta collects that one. 4 strikeouts for Delgado, 2 down.
Pirates come rolling in here tomorrow. They're losing tonight to the Dodgers 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th. They're in dead last in that National League Central, 14-19 going into play today.
Catching them at a good time. As you often say, it's not who you play, it's when you play them.
When you play them.
Cabrera has walked and struck out twice. Diamondbacks will get a split of this 2-game set. And look ahead to those battling buccos tomorrow with Greinke and Cole on the mound. There's strike 1. And again, if you want to get seats out here where Bob and I have been tonight, the home run porch here at Chase Field. Tickets include parking, all-you-can-eat dining, in-seat service. Go to dbacks.com tickets, dbacks.com/suites, or call 602-462-4119. You can get a home run porch ticket as part of a season ticket package and mini plan. Bring your group out here anywhere from 30 to 50. This is a great spot to come out here with a large group. You can all kind of hang out. You've got this big counter space up here. Got monitors, TV monitors built into the counters, tables, plenty of chairs.
Plenty of room to dance between innings. Get up out of your seat, move around a little bit.
One and 2 on Miguel Cabrera. Out of play.
Kind of lost in the shuffle of a 7-1 ball game here. Randall Delgado is throwing gas tonight.
He has been outstanding lately.
Consistently 97 on that fastball.
And he's been giving Tortorella 2 or 3 innings every time out. Trying to put away Cabrera on a 1-2 pitch. Chris Iannetta behind the plate. That's out of play. Well, we want to wish Shelby Miller all the best. Shelby had his Tommy John surgery today, and he is sorely missed. Had that surgery in Los Angeles, and hopefully we'll see Shelby back here real soon as he starts his rehab. Jake Lamb at third. Diamondbacks win it 7-1. They split this 2-game set with Detroit and snap their 3-game losing streak. 3 home runs by the D-backs. Nick Ahmed in the 3rd, Tomas and Drury back-to-back in the 7th, and Zach Godley steals the headline. He got his 21 outs. He was outstanding.
Yeah, feel-good game all the way around. The offense, some of the guys that have been struggling got it going a little bit tonight, and Zach Godley in another audition for that 5 spot in the rotation certainly opened some eyes tonight.
He sure did. He went 7 innings, gave up only 1 run, got 14 ground ball outs, and had 6 strikeouts. Diamondbacks Live post-game show is next on Fox Sports Arizona.